A brace of falling rock, a bolt of placid sea, molten of irony bracken, juice of ripe samphire, zing of fluorescent lichen, bass note of climber's instructions, a brittle of spiders' backs, a pellet of old caught fish bones.
What are these patches of white? Have those cliffs always been there, where they are? No answer. They command a scene that needs no human description. A rainbow from green to green. These cliffs, these seas, but also on a shorter time frame, the life, the gulls. The shock of straight lines in the crags, housing 100 hidden bird holes. This all just exists, in its own rhythms, both ancient and just beginning.
I feel the textureless warmth of the sun-baked polished limestone. The sound of the waves below me drowns out the giddy chatter from the climbers below. I am alone on the rock, promising myself seaside treats in return for bravery. Tonight we will share our tales of adventure on a starlit beach.
Mum goes abseiling, Dad has vertigo. I wrote it on the calendar, in the kitchen, quickly in pencil. I wrote the word ab so if he saw it, it'd give him time to digest what I'm going to do. I put a time, I waited days, and finally he read it. He seemed okay, but I knew he was thinking otherwise. Rock hopping along the cliff, I smiled to myself, but my eyes fixed on the edge. I read it on the calendar, my head went light, my body let me down. I tried to stand, but the floor called me and down I went. My head said, "Great, see you afterwards, take care." My face turned white, couldn't move my eyes. I felt sick, my legs trembled. Mum seems weird today, she's up to something. Dad is sitting on the kitchen floor. He gets up, puts on the kettle, and laughs at a YouTube video.
I am crackling, burnt to the rock, stiff. Soon will come my release. I will be patient. Small drops and trickles make way to a booming wave. Engulfed but now free. I move and sway with the tidal rhythms. My body enlarges, feeling the absorbing energy. Part of me clings whilst other parts dance with the ocean that draws me in and away. The stable tide will rise to me again, and the knowledge keeps me here.
Sticks of seaweed froth the surface, changing the shape of the wave and its path. The rocks, rounded and mossy from constant sea movement, further up their grey, white lines solidify and harden to chunks that have been released from the cliff. The paths are worn and terraced, and climbers and children busily make a sound below. The hum of the boat, once gone, leaves stillness. Lobster pots, battered and dark, look like they've been released also, squashed by rocks and impact. Within the vertical, succulents make camp among the metal bolts, Portland rock and flint with history inside, released to fall down and be smoothed by the sea until they are part of the seaweed and the tide begins.
So, cracks in the crag grows fluffy green vegetation, raw laughter from climbers in the rough. Dry hands grip chalked holes, standing on the edge of black slime. Crashing, rushing, bracing. Powerful vast rain stick. Turquoise froth shimmers deep and choppy into the distance, the chaos of the storm creating the mood of life.
Safety against the solid rock. Rocks draw me in, curves, fascinating shapes. The sea moves, it undulates, alive. Reflections and refractions of the sea on the sky. Sun shining through heavy clouds, catching golden cliffs. Rainbows before the rain. A peaceful and powerful space.
Still water in the morn, suddenly torn by jet skis zipping through, out across the blue. Careful swimmers, comes the warning, with your head bobbing up and down. But alas, no reply. Is it too late? Nah, just my mistake. The changing light reveals only lobsters lie in wait. Hanging from a cliff of damp, I get a whiff. A smell instead of form, the memory of the storm.
How flat the horizon to make that sound? If you want to add detail to a flat plane, it needs to be subdivided, creating geometry. Background sound of the sea, punctuated by the cries of climbers, dissolves the rendering of it. How many sails and birds? A blend of two colours that dances from dark to light.
Rushing waves running in, filling gaps, leaving nothing empty or untouched. They're coming for the land to cover it, own it. Take it from us? Take us in? What do they want? Mindless, endless movement. Look down along the curves and coves of the coast, all the way ripples flow. Here and there rope lies, holds, tight, loose. Busy yet endless, a horizon, but what is in the offing? Rushing sea, rushing waves, rushing life.
On my morning walk, the pebbles glistening with sea salt, sinking underfoot, rolling in and sinking back out. I hear the sounds of the sea crashing as it crackles over the pebbles, drawing in and sinking back out, crushing, frothing, salty and wild. The wind blows and rushes through my hair, seeking and searching, the flicker of a story shimmering down my spine. Crackle, 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 the sea crashes over the rocks, calling, calling, calling.
Opening your eyes is very different to seeing. See until you can see no more. Absorb and appreciate the colours, the faces, the smiles and the sun. Watch and observe, and don't judge or read into life. You can change the world around you, but it starts with you and your view.
Stood here thousands of years. The events and tides come and go. Time washing over me like the waves. Captains and climbers meeting rock and water. The captain who lost their way on a dark night. The crew met their end despite Portlanders' efforts to come to their rescue. The same Portlanders who helped smuggle precious cargo off forbidden ships in the dead of night. The seaweed grows and wilts, fish pass by. All manner of creatures have enjoyed and feared this spot.
Shambles Bank. An avoidable tragedy. A wooden ship secured with corroded metal fastenings, slicing the well-charted bank on a fine, clear day, ploughing a furrow with her keel through the soft mud and sand. Death everywhere, terror, screams, and a poet's brother ruined by a simple mistake.
Feeling like a rock pigeon, snuggling, sheltering, and listening. I'm elevated, a place to ponder and consider, a place where few can disturb me. It feels fragile and temporary, weathered and weathering, worn by time and motion. Yet it feels strong, and I feel the challenges of quarry workers and the importance of the sea as always.
Oh, how relaxing the waves are, on a bed of uncertainty, conquering fear when the heaviness is nearing. Be brave despite the sadness. The smell of the seaweed stronger than the beach. The sea is always there, a new horizon every day.
I was hoping that they would choose me to be filmed. I felt tired, like the old and cliffs. The waves are coming in. I was hoping that I would feel happy and proud like the waving water, rain coming from the sky. I was hoping it would hurry up. Lots and lots of rocks, but I felt proud. Like the green grass.